Greetings, y'all. I am here right quick, right fast with the angel number, date, hindsight, messages, and guidance read for the date November 3rd, 2022, leaving us with the angel numbers 113 and 222 with the presence of 0, giving us extra affirmative presence and support from our divine realm. So 113, 113, 113. We are working with new beginnings, independence, balance, rebirth, creation, and purpose. Those numbers come together to make 5, so we are doing some drastic changing. And you know the angel number 222 is always giving us the energy of victory, duality, twin flame, and soul family, presence, balance. And when they come together and make that good number 6, we got to do a lot of reflection. And for this one, we are focusing on big reflections on our identities, our relationships, our work, play, and relationship balance. Who are we in our careers? Who are we in our relationships with other people and our relationships with ourselves? Who do we want to be? Who are we leading? And who are we being led by? And that's going to give us a lot of insight and healing and possibly some things to make drastic change about once we get to talking about, which we are right now, about this heart-shaped tiger's eye that I got laying on top of the card, okay? Dealing with confidence, courageousness, and fiery energy. Fiery energy that needs to collab with the watery energy, okay? That's balance. So for instance, some people may say that they get their confidence from their parents, but are you getting confidence from your parents speaking life into you? Or have you learned how to make confidence out of your parents talking down on you? Such as some parents really do think that talking down on their kids makes them stronger, and beating down their kids makes them stronger, which may work on a momentary basis, but it is not conducive to maintaining and gaining a longevity, authentic, divine sense of confidence. In fact, it ends up hurting people more than it helped them ever in the first place. Things to reflect on and consider. And when you realize that your source of fruit is poison, you have to change your source. And that's where the drastic change is going to come in. That's where working through our fears is going to come in. And that's where we gotta talk about and acknowledge some inappropriate attachments to certain emotions. And like I said, certain leadership, authoritative figures in our lives. Because some of us have gotten into a habit of functioning in PTSD, functioning in chaos, functioning in sorrow, functioning in stress, functioning in depression, functioning under overwhelming emotions and negative emotions, being fueled and driven off anger and hate and envy and all of that other toxic shit, and have formed attachments to it under the guise of this is what made me. This is what I had to use to get this far. And granted, show gratitude for it, for those things. Acknowledge that. But it's not going to help you go further. It's not going to help you reach the new heights that you are trying to get to. Which segues us perfectly into the card, work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. New moon in Scorpio energy has heavy emphasis on leaving toxic things behind that are no longer serving us, as well as taking care of yourself, speaking nice to yourself through everything, even if you're making mistakes, even if you're not being perfect like you unreasonably expect yourself to be. And that's how we're going to work through our fears. We're going to stop holding ourselves back because we feel like we're not ready, because we feel like we're incompetent and we're afraid to look stupid and fail. Spirit is saying experience is one of the best teachers, and that is how we're going to get through this. We got to tap into the watery energy that allows us to acknowledge our emotions and feel them and express them and everything. And then we got to tap into the fiery energy that takes action despite what other people think, despite what fears are tapping on our shoulder and whispering in our ear and yelling at us. We're gonna be who we are, do what we do, and use what we got to get what we want. And that we got that ain't working for us, we got to cut it off and replace it with some new. And as we reflect on our experiences and allow ourselves to go through new experiences, we have to allow ourselves to also be taught and to learn the time and place which to activate our shadow self, the time and place which to activate our masculine energy, our feminine energy, and all that at the same time. But key word, through allowing ourselves to reflect and experience new things. So with all that said, we're being guided to stop beating ourselves up about what we don't have and start taking the action to get it. And when we fail, when we make a mistake, pick yourself up and try again. But this time, for a lot of us, instead of beating yourself up and dwelling on the fuck up, speak nice to yourself, encourage yourself, tell yourself that you got it. If you ain't got it all the way together just yet, you gonna get it, because you are capable of growing and evolving and doing better and greater and excelling each and every time you put your mind and your heart to it relentlessly and allow your past accomplishments to be your fuel. So write down those goals, write down what you want and need to do, and start moving towards it. Don't give up just because it's not working out exactly the way that you planned. Keep going. It is never too late. It is not over yet. Keep going. Work through that fear of running out of time. Work through that fear of not being liked. Work through that fear of not being heard. Work through that fear of not being appreciated. Do it anyway, because you appreciate you and you want to see you win. Do it for you. Now, child, I done milked the cow dry on the card standpoint. Now, let me drop some animal totems on y'all right quick, right fast. If you've been seeing a lot of scorpions, if you've been seeing a lot of praying mantis, spiders, spider webs, if you've been seeing a lot of crickets, shellfish, particularly oysters, scallops, and shrimp, and crabs, this reading was definitely for you, and you got some ancestors tapping you on your shoulder, trying to boost, school, and boogie you on up the path to success. And if you've been having any weird, eerie, peculiar dreams, particularly dreams that consist of water, fire, alternate versions of yourself and different identities or vantage points, like you're yourself, but then there's also someone else or other people in your dream that have your face, form, name, things of that nature. If you've been having dreams like that, then this reading is most definitely for you as well. And you can also consider this a partial decoding of those readings. But I have milked this cow dry, and I appreciate the exchange of vibes. Please do me a grand favor if you've been satisfied, and like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.